What did a friend of yours do that accidentally turn you on? One of my closest friends has a really deep voice. One day he wanted to surprise me and came up from behind and said my name right in my ear with a voice even deeper than his usual tone. Shook. Woo, this almost gave me chills. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, talking about knowing James Earl Jones. In university we were out drinking and my friend's GF, I'm also good friends with her, sat on my lap. She has a pretty large butt. I like butts. So she stood up for a second, which gave my boner time to extend its way a couple inches down my pant leg. She sat back down on my lap, right on my boner. No way she did not feel it. She got up. WTF. Isn't that kinda inappropriate? No one present thought, so we are all friends. We are all mature. Ash. No attempts/desires to bed each other. Put her hands on my thighs. Bish, don't do that. I mean personal space, right? And she even asked if I was gay. Lol. If she saw the boner she gave me, she wouldn't ask such thing. I was shopping at the local market. This lady was bent down reaching for some yogurt on the bottom shelf. Her thong was sticking out, and I couldn't help but look. She turns around, and it's one of my best female friends. She says hi, and I'm just like, no time to talk. She then asked me later if I was looking at her butt, and I was just like, guilty. The fact that you admitted to it gives you points in my book. It takes a lot to be honest in those kind of embarrassing situations. She knew the truth, so no sense in lying. I told her if I knew it was her I wouldn't have looked out of courtesy. She was the last one round my house after a few of my friends went home after a party. She fell asleep on my sofa in my arms and started moaning my name in her sleep. I didn't know what to do, so I just sat there stiff as a board to not let it end. Eventually, she woke up after some gunfire on the TV and saw I had the most unhideable boner. I joking said, "Were you dreaming about something nice?" We both giggled, and a few days later she asked me out. I think we both knew why, because I ended up telling her that night. She was moaning my name. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Looked me in the eye and told me to shut my mouth. I believe the only correct response to that is make me, which of course is a blatant invitation to make out. That is a good way to spank. Stretched and exposed his abs in just the right light. Yeah, that's hot AF. One of my best guy friends used to have a crush on me, but I never reciprocated. One day in junior year, I was saddled with a fake baby for home ec, and my friend came up and asked if he could hold it, so I gave it to him. He held that fake baby so tenderly that I damn near kissed him in front of the entire class. There's a lot more answers about being good with kids than I would have expected. I thought that was just an outdated cliche from rom-coms. It is genuinely attractive, and it also shows a softer side to them. But IDK, this guy was actually really cute and really attractive when he held that fake baby, or whenever he'd talk to one of our teacher's kids. Sometimes she didn't have a sitter, so she'd bring her son into class. She had on an orange sundress, the kind that folds over the front and ties on the side, and she looked freaking stunning. We'd been hanging out with a bunch of people earlier, but now it was just the two of us, and we were kinda wasted. She started playing with her boobs and adjusting her cleavage, and she was like, "Dude, OMG, have my boobs been hanging out like this all day?" They hadn't, but now they were, and I had a visible erection and moderately tight jeans. That was not her teasing him. What do you think it was? I think she was just wasted and trying to gauge my reaction. Not exactly a friend of mine, but I did this thing where I asked people on Reddit about events that turned them on, and it got me so horny that I made weird replies to all the responses. Yeah, Roppers being just slightly creepy here. Yeah, that's hot. The DM in my D&D group is good at voice acting. There's one voice he does, the evil female patron of our warlock. It's hot. I'm a mostly straight woman, and if a woman spoke to me with that voice I would absolutely sell my soul to her and do everything she commanded and hope she wanted to dominate me. The DM, though, I'm not attracted to at all. Great guy, but it's that one character's voice that turns me on, not the person delivering it. Cries in artistic expression. A bunch of my friends and I were going to the beach. I got home that day and my parents weren't home, so I used my own key to get inside. Just after I got home and showered, one of my friends showed up saying he was in the neighborhood and thought he'd say hi to us all. My parents like him. He's a nice guy. We were chilling in my room and I needed to change, so he turned around, not looking. I changed and noticed some of my stretch marks and made a comment on them, forgetting he was right there. After making sure I was decent, he turned around, asked me where they were and why I didn't like them. I stood in front of him and showed him the stretch marks on my hips and under my boobs. He kissed them, every single one, and called me beautiful. Instant wetness. He kissed you under your boobs and on your hips. Damn, that's the most intimate thing here so far. For real, we've always been close and comfortable together. We've been friends since we were 7 and have had sleepovers and spooned, but we've never been romantically involved with each other. So being 15 and him touching me like that, damn, I felt things. Looks like Op is looking for some wank material. Yeah, they've been turned on by pretty much every response, lol. Op is just shamelessly horny. I'm not gonna lie, it's making me a little uncomfortable. I was picking her up from her house and got there a few minutes early, but she messaged me to come in anyway. She was fresh out of the shower and hugged me in nothing but a bathrobe. She pushed her damp hair back and told me how good it was to see me. Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis was blasting on her CD player. She gave me this very sweet smile and sang along. I felt like I was in a Hallmark movie. But then she decided to lotion her legs on the couch while I sat there across from her, trying not to be awkward. My insides were screaming. I'm not sure you know what the word accidentally means. Well, she's married, so if that was intentional, then I'm in trouble. My friend Hannah used to be a model and photographer. She used to send me basically all of her modeling work. All of it. Full on nude, a tickling fetish video she did for $800, and just that sort of thing. Anyways, we'd been friends for a while. We'd hang out and drink and smoke, and one time we even did Molly together, and she was talking about how she doesn't like how she looks and how she thinks her boobs don't look very photogenic, and I told her that's just not true. I've seen enough pictures to know they look great, and she just whips them out and starts going, no, look down, this one's way smaller than this one is, and this one has a mole underneath. And so yeah, after about a full 5-minute introductory class on her tits, I was full on ready to go. But me being me, of course, didn't say anything until after she left, and she said she'd want to go on a date with me next time she came back around. She traveled the states a lot to do basically modeling everywhere and anywhere, so she only visited her home state once or twice a year. But unfortunately, Hannah passed away last year when she was hit by a train while listening to music on her headphones and taking pictures on the tracks, so I never did get to give her that date or see how that world gone. I miss her a lot. I think about her and it's hard to believe I won't see her ever again. It's even weirder because now whenever I go back and read through our messages, it's littered with her nudes, and it doesn't feel right seeing someone who's no longer with us in that kind of light. You were a great friend, and I'm sorry I didn't make more time for you when you were around. Jesus, that took a turn. In high school, she was trying to post something silly on my Facebook with my phone while hanging out in her room, so I instinctively tried to get my phone back. She retaliated by holding my phone to her chest and laying down face first on her bed, so I couldn't grab it easily. While I was struggling to wheel my hand in between her and the bed to get the phone, my hand was 100% on her breast, and I was basically dry humping her while on top, struggling to get my phone back. I eventually got it, and we laughed after, but I had to try really hard not to show the massive erection I got from that. You know, when girls do things like that, they're 100% into you. We ended up hooking up a few months later, so yes. We were playing video games and he went on an hour-long rant about the need for equality and egalitarianism. It was very logical and well stated. He also has a Scottish accent. There was nothing I could do at that point but give in and marry him. This is exactly the sort of comment I hoped for on this question. My roommate's GF has the most bubbly personality, which you would think is awesome. Not gonna lie, it's freaking cute. One day I came home from point work, and as I'm walking in the door, she runs into the living room, runs up to me, and flashes her tits at me. I stood in the doorway speechless as she ran away giggling. For a solid 30 seconds processing WTF just happened. Unspekencheos point eggs has stopped working. My friend has a hair fetish, so I let her touch my hair sometimes. I find it relaxing. She pulled a little too hard and I groaned. It was awkward. We still laugh though. Whoa, it depends on the type of hair. Be specific: pubic hair or hair on your head. That makes a big difference. Words are hard. Wait, is your head on your hair not visible to the public? A sleepover, 7 AM. I woke up early and took initiative to cook breakfast for all of us. While I was cooking the fried rice, my friend, girl, suddenly hugged me from behind and said, "You're a good cook. You'll make a good husband" in Tagalog. I live in the PH. I felt her boobs and she was just there hugging me until I finished cooking the fried rice. Garlic fried rice. This guy's focusing on the important things right here. We were hiking and she suddenly said she had an urge to pee. She asked me to block her from the main path so no one would see. She just pulled her pants and panties and peed right there while talking to me. The sight of her panties coming down like that while she was all sweaty made me feel things. Why'd you look? We were both in town and grabbed some ice cream. Two little kids with after ice cream faces were playing at the window bench and being adorable. He said he's looking forward to having his own kids and fun times like that someday. I agreed and told him I think I wanted to, since I loved having a sibling, but maximum 3 for fiscal reasons. His response was, "Yeah, that sounds perfect. I swear I ovulated right then and there. Damn sister." She wasn't a friend, but a co-worker who is hot, and she usually wears body hugging clothes. So, her table at the office was directly in front of me, facing me, and we are working in an open office, so no cubicles. After lunch, when we get back to the office and start working, what she'll do is she'll tie up her hair into a ponytail. I have a Pavlov's reaction to ladies doing up their hair like that, as it is the precursor to happy times. Most days, when it's hot out, and the air conditioning in the office takes a while to kick in after lunch, she will tie her hair up, and my pants will get tighter and tighter. My male gay friend, who is pretty attractive, mentioned that he got so sweaty the day before that he soaked through his undershirt. Then he showed me the top, of which also showed me his collarbones. I have a thing for collarbones, do not know why. He has very nice collarbones. Then he mentioned that he always matches his underwear with his shirts. I definitely visualized it. If I weren't a female and knew for sure he was gay, I'd swear he was flirting with me. Lol. But he's just very comfortable with me. One time he was trying to convince me to stay and talk when I was leaving. Nothing important to do or anything, just was leaving. And he says, "Sit down and listen to me," in this like deep commanding voice. And I'm like, huh, GBHHHGH. Okay, and I sat down trying to hide that I'm so turned on I almost creamed my pants. Like shook, chills, the whole shebang. Oh, there was the whole shebang? That's an unexpected turn of events. Sleep on my chest. I was sleeping too. Wake up due to the weight. Two of my weirdest fetishes are heartbeats and breathing, inflation/deflation of chest and the wind it produces, and having both of those eye roll by are pretty hecking cute. I'm glad I was wearing slips boxers that night. It was a birthday of another friend. I don't think breathing and having a heartbeat are weird properties to be attracted to. In fact, I'd say the opposite is much more worrying. I'm sound sensitive, so hearing someone kiss turns me on. This has not turned into one of those "I'm mad cause this weird thing turned me on." My friends do it around me, and I was too embarrassed to tell them to stop. Though recently I spoke up, and they cut back. I don't wanna keep them from loving each other, but I don't wanna feel like that. I just realized I'm sound sensitive too. Hang in there, my dude. I stole his jacket as a joke and he chased me around until he cornered me and pinned me to a wall. It lasted 2 seconds before he got the jacket back, but damn indeed. We were in an escape room and there was this dark tunnel we had to go through. We were the last ones to go and none of us wanted to go last, so he agreed to go together. So we crawled through a dark cramped tunnel, and I was crawling above him, and he was below me, crawling while facing up looking at me to make sure I was okay. How do you crawl through a tunnel while looking up at someone? Turn your head 180 degrees like an owl. A bunch of us were over at one house, playing video games. There wasn't enough couch, so one of them just sat on my lap and had leaned up against my chest. Didn't help he was a good Christian boy, while I'm just the opposite. So now I can see how men can be turned on by a chick sitting in their lap, as vice versa had me a bit flustered. Didn't help an hour later we played the name game. It's basically where you pick a victim, and you say, oh, name, in turns while getting more seductive with every turn. I ended up being the victim. Oof, that's what a night out with the boys usually looks like. One of my roommates, from a house on a lake we were renting, was this really adorable girl who I was close friends with. One day we're both on the dock on lunges catching some sun when she adjusted her bikini bottom, and I got to catch a quick glimpse of her bush. Another time she and my, at the time, girlfriend were laying out topless, but used small seashells to cover their nipples with. Pretty awesome. Reminds me of the time me, 15, my bro, 18, and his GF, 17, were at her parents' place. Pool, hot summer day, swimming. I'm in the pool doing casual laps as she's laying flat on her back along the end. Bro had went inside for whatever reason. I with complete innocence stopped down near her feet to chat with her about something, and she lifts a leg causing complete gappage in the bikini bottom plus a bit of parting of the, well you know. Glory be. She stayed that way as we chatted for a good 3-4 minutes till she got up. Wow, the first live sideways taco still burned into my memory. She was light brown / nearly blondish, so there was scant hair. No, I've never told him, and there was no windows on that end of the house, so he's highly unlikely to have ever known.